Good afternoon. This is Akil Bektumba. Today is April 16th, 2013. This is for Human Resource Management, BADM 537. This is the article review for this week, and there are two articles that I'm going to touch on and kind of just briefly go over. One of them is from the Economic Times, and it is written by T.J. Einstein. The title of it is On-the-Job Training Boosts Employer Morale. And the basis of this is that training being a critical and developmental resource and necessity for employees in an organization, the on-the-job part of it is mandatory for loyalty and growth. It says here, employees appreciate learning and training at the workplace since it enables them to develop knowledge and skills without leaving work. But it also gives them an opportunity to take what they've learned and immediately apply it. A lot of times when you go off-site or you're going to a seminar, you're going to other opportunities to learn and to be trained, because they are not in the context or not directly in the context of your employment area or where you are and where you work, you may lose something and you may not have the opportunity to apply that directly and to apply it immediately. And for most of us, our morale is boosted by success, and our morale is boosted by what we do and the successes that we have at work. So when you provide on-the-job training, although it's exciting to many to go ahead and get out of the office and train off-site, a lot of times this training on-site boosts morale because they're able to apply it immediately. It says here that on-the-job training by seniors has been voted the most preferred method, and on other training methods come in a distant second. So it might have something to do with traveling. It may have something to do with people who are adverse or kind of reject the notion of traveling to go do this thing. So because this article quoted that, I'm thinking maybe that might be the fact. The other piece of it, though, is that they are able to use the same tools and use the same equipment and the same things that they're going to be using once they finish this training. So generally speaking, this article is about on-the-job training and how it impacts or boosts morale, and how us in human resources or us in management can leverage that on-the-job training morale boost to performance. Okay. The second article is a little bit better. Actually, I enjoyed it a little bit more, and it actually is applicable to what we've been studying this week, and that is an article by Tara Dugan. It's called Developing and Training Human Resources in Organizations. So obviously this one is directly relevant to what we've been studying, definitely directly relevant to what we've been studying this week even. But it goes through some simple steps and some key pieces to developing and training human resources in organizations. And I'll just go briefly through them for you. Step one is structure your training and development departments to support the associates. If they don't see any worth in the training that they're receiving, if it's just a perfunctory task, then the impact or the way that it will be accepted or received or implemented will be a lot less than if you were to do something that they feel like what you're giving them is supported, as opposed to something that's just mandatory. Step two was locate resources to help your employees develop the skills they need to perform better. As I said before on the other article, people want to perform, and so therefore it would behoove a HR department or a manager, a training portion, to not only tell them what they need to know, but help them develop and find resources in order to apply what they've learned. Number 3, develop customized training courses for the employees. Cover specific details about the business and course communication, customer service, diversity, ethics, quality, and safety typically allow people to function more effectively on the job. So, this one is pretty self-explanatory, as we talked about on step 2 in developing resources for your employees or with your employees. This one is developing customized training that they feel is that they can use. Not something that we said, like we said before, that is just a mandatory annual training where they're going to be falling asleep, and it really is going to be they're going to get a training manual, or they're going to get some materials that's going to collect dust back there on the shelf. And so we want to make sure that is happening. Number 4, and there's only 5, so I won't go too far here, but number 4 is provide access to training courses through a learning management system, such as administrative software, so students can register and access training materials at any time. We talked a lot this week, or read a lot this week, about e-learning and in the other class as well as this one, but as that being a resource so that our employees can take advantage of being trained and accepting training in a context where they're able to do it over dinner, or to do it over coffee, or to do it at night, or to do it when they've relieved themselves of the stresses of the world. Definitely providing access to training courses in an e-environment is a good one. And then 5, evaluate training and development programs to ensure they're meeting employee and company needs. Training is no good if 2 things don't happen. 1, there's nothing that has been developed from it, and it doesn't produce new ideas or innovations. And number 2 is that if it's not tracked, if we're not seeing that, okay, this time I train this staff, or I train these employees in this thing, and then being able to track that later and see, okay, how effective was that training program. If that doesn't happen, then you're wasting your time. Those are my 2 articles, and I hope that they were in some kind of enlightenment, but hope you enjoyed the video, and good luck in your conference this week, Dr. Ross.